My thanks to Bring Me to Life Radio, and welcome to the Cinema Scribe. The summer movie season is typically thought of as a time for big-budget blockbusters and high-end animation releases. However, as filmmakers and distributors race to bring production and release schedules up to par in the wake of the COVID crisis, such movies are slower in coming to market than in past years. Alternatives have been stepped up to help fill the void, and one genre that has been a particular standout is that of documentary films. So far this summer has provided movie fans with a wealth of excellent new releases available through a variety of platforms. So many, in fact, that the summer of 2021 could well be remembered as the summer of the documentary. In addition to Summer of Soul, the superb music festival documentary reviewed on the last edition of the Cinema Scribe, many other fine offerings have recently become available or will be released in the near future. Many of these pictures were screened at the recently completed American Film Institute Documentary Film Festival, but others have been made available theatrically and through a variety of streaming options. So, with that said, here's a look at some of the best documentary releases that have come out or that will be making their debuts soon. Aptly subtitled A Film About Sore Losers, The Neutral Ground is the superb debut documentary feature from director C.J. Hunt, which draws upon a modern-day Battle of New Orleans, one centered on a city council vote approving the contentious removal of 4 statues glorifying the Confederacy. The move was initiated as a means to help set the historical record straight behind what these landmarks actually commemorated, namely, the celebration of a failed social system based on sanctioned slavery, institutional racism, and white supremacy. In exposing the false narrative that has kept this myth alive for over a century, sentimentally known as the Lost Cause, the filmmaker tells a story that's both stunningly comic and utterly tragic. Hunt's skillful tongue-in-cheek questioning and editing techniques effectively blow the lid off the ignorance, cynicism, and hypocrisy of those who still believe in the virtues of the losers of the Civil War, and how their public symbols, such as the statues in question, have perpetuated the values of a system that treated fellow humans as property and inferior beings. This documentary was the premiere episode of the new season of the PBS series POV earlier this month, and the complete film is now available for streaming for free from the POV website. This excellent offering is a fine choice, both as a work of filmmaking and as an enlightening and educational vehicle that every American should see. Comedian, activist, and health advocate Dick Gregory lived quite an amazing life, as depicted in a detailed new biographical documentary, The One and Only Dick Gregory. With a wealth of archived footage of Gregory's stand-up performances, his civil rights activism, and his efforts to promote healthier living, backed by an array of interviews with those who knew him and performers whom he inspired, director Andre Gaines's debut feature presents an in-depth look at this prescient icon's storied life. In addition to appearances by Gregory's wife, children, publicist, and biographer, the film also includes insightful conversations with actor-comedians Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart, Wanda Sykes, Rob Schneider, Nick Cannon, and Harry Belafonte. While the picture provides a thorough treatment of Gregory's activism and idealism, it nevertheless could have placed a little more emphasis on his comedy, given that the clout he built up as a successful entertainer was what made his later, more meaningful work possible. That aside, however, this excellent offering provides viewers with a fitting tribute to a remarkable talent and an impressive human being who brought true meaning to the word and practice of integrity. The film is currently airing on the Showtime cable TV network and is available for streaming on the Showtime website. To truly prove ourselves, sometimes we must pursue goals that are seriously over the top, quests that most of us would view as seemingly impossible, possibly even foolhardy. So it was for Icelandic kayaker Veiga Gretarsdottir when this courageous transgender athlete decided to circumnavigate her island home by traveling counterclockwise, going against the current, an odyssey chronicled in the engaging new documentary against the current. When asked why she would undertake such a dangerous and potentially deadly venture, she replied that she had been going against the current herself all of her life, and that this felt like something she needed to do to help raise awareness for the transgender community and organizations that support it. What resulted from this 103-day endeavor, as presented in director Oscar Paul Svensson's sensitive and gorgeously filmed documentary, is a journey of self-discovery on multiple fronts, and one not limited to the waters off the coast of Iceland. This offering is an inspiring and uplifting piece of filmmaking, one sure to stir the spirit, tug at the heart, and encourage us all to fulfill potential we never knew we had. The film has been playing in limited theatrical release and is available for streaming online. Bringing together the insights and words of two legendary writers in one film is an intriguing approach to the biographical documentary genre, an inventive approach applied cleverly and skillfully by director Lisa Imordino Vreeland in Truman and Tennessee, An Intimate Conversation, a look at the lives and works of novelist Truman Capote and playwright Tennessee Williams. By combining archive footage of the two literary icons with voiceover narrations of their writings read by Jim Parsons and Zachary Quinto, viewers see a picture emerge not only of these two gifted artists, but also of the parallels between their respective backgrounds, the nature of their long-standing friendship, and the ways in which their personal lives influence their work. These discussions are supplemented by numerous clips from film and television adaptations of their novels and plays, including A Streetcar Named Desire, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, Baby Doll, The Night of the Iguana, The Glass Menagerie, Breakfast at Tiffany's, and In Cold Blood, to name a few. While this release is not always especially revelatory about either of these well-known individuals, it's nevertheless quite intimate and authentic in their on-screen depictions of them, especially in the archive interviews conducted by TV hosts David Frost, Dick Cavett, and Tom Brokaw. If nothing else, this film puts an interesting spin on its material and brings its protagonist back to life, even if only for a little while. The film has been playing in limited theatrical release and is available for streaming online. The simple, straightforward, no-nonsense visual essay that is The American Sector catalogs many of the U.S. locations of sections of the now dismantled Berlin Wall. Presented with minimal dialogue and background music, the film shows the various American venues where pieces of this hotly contested Cold War symbol have ended up. While some of the locales are obvious, such as museums, presidential libraries, parks, corporate headquarters, and private collections, others are not, including the exterior grounds of a family-owned restaurant, a theme park, unincorporated lands, and even a Chicago metro station. The curators of several of these landmarks offer their insights into the meaning of the wall segments, as well as their significance at a time when plans for another new wall are being put into place in a land that claims to champion democracy and freedom from restriction, qualities that its East German predecessor sought to curtail. At a breezy-paced, economical 68-minute runtime, directors Courtney Stevens and Pacho Velez have assembled a thought-provoking, visually appealing offering that gives us much to contemplate, and not just the wall's place in history. The film is available for streaming online. But the offerings don't end there. In coming months, additional releases will become available, such as Mr. Soul, which was the subject of a CinemaScribe review from last fall. Director Melissa Hazelip's excellent documentary, which previously played in limited streaming release and at film festivals, will premiere on the HBO Max cable service starting August 1st. The film profiles Ellis Hazelip, host of the PBS series Soul, the first national broadcast showcasing the works of black artists, entertainers, and activists, which ran from 1968 to 1973. The film is a fitting tribute to a little-known but groundbreaking show. August also marks the premiere of director Christine Stolakis' debut feature, Pray Away, a damning indictment of the practice of conversion therapy, a largely Christian-based initiative created by mostly undereducated counselors aimed at helping gay individuals renounce their orientation in favor of a preferred traditional heterosexual lifestyle. The film will premiere as a streaming selection on Netflix. And in yet another August debut, there is The Lost Leonardo, director Andreas Kofod's superb documentary chronicling the events associated with the discovery of Leonardo da Vinci's believed lost Salvator Mundi, or Savior of the World, which mysteriously surfaced in 2005 and has been a source of controversy ever since. Told in the form of a noir-esque thriller with intriguing twists and turns, the film spins a captivating mystery that's sure to delight both art lovers and movie fans. Finally, September marks the premiere of Cured from directors Patrick Salmon and Bennett Singer. It poses the question, how do you cure millions of supposedly mentally ill people overnight? By publicly proclaiming that their affliction of homosexuality isn't an affliction at all. The film meticulously details the campaign to push the American Psychiatric Association to drop being gay from its official list of mental maladies, a hard-fought victory in the LGBTQ rights movement. The film is a great viewing for those who believe in social justice, and it's especially highly recommended for younger viewers in the LGBTQ community who may not, but need to, know their people's history. For far too long, documentaries have been treated as the stepchildren of the film industry. But, thankfully, that has begun to change in recent years, with many fine releases that have given this genre the credibility and respect that it deserves. And this summer's offerings have gone even further in cementing that reputation. Documentaries provide viewers with an opportunity to be informed, to eliminate fallacies, and to enlighten us on a wide range of subjects. Give these films a chance. They truly deserve it. I'm Brent Marchant, the Cinema Scribe. Thanks for listening.
A lifelong movie fan and longtime student of metaphysics, Cinema Scribe Brent Marchant is the award-winning author of Get the Picture, Conscious Creation Goes to the Movies, Consciously Created Cinema, The Movie Lover's Guide to the Law of Attraction, and Third Reel, Conscious Creation Goes Back to the Movies, all of which provide reader-friendly looks at how the practice of conscious creation, also known as the Law of Attraction, is illustrated through film. Brent maintains an ongoing blog about metaphysical cinema and other self-empowerment topics through his website, www.brentmarchant.com. He's also the movie correspondent for the Good Radio Network and a contributor to numerous other websites, publications, and podcasts. Brent holds a BA in magazine journalism and history from Syracuse University. Check him out at www.brentmarchant.com.